Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing tarot to offer insight into these very interesting and sometimes terrifying times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. So I say that jokingly, going, I know it's just, it is what it is. And I will say this. I understand, like, we each have like those things that we're going through right now, and it is what it is. We're all going to do individually the very best that we can, and then. But whenever I take a step back and whenever I say, I know we're going to make it through this, I know, kind of like what's on that other side, that's not, I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm discounting like what we're all individually going through right now. We're all there, just holding on, doing the best we can. In fact, that actually leads me to this. I haven't been offering private readings, and I really, if somebody wants a full length reading, I truly do highly recommend Linda, my mentor. Her information is in the page description of YouTube here, and I really do highly recommend her. While saying that, I also know that I need to practice doing live stuff, and so I think, and I keep saying this, but it's like, just do it. Yes, it's the, Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just do it. And so I am going to start doing some TikTok lives where I'll offer like a 3-card spread, 3-card reading for, for questions. Now, it's a 3-card, so, keep the questions kind of, very focused, and I will let you guys know. In fact, in the comments, if you guys could, like, let me know when would be a best time for you guys, if you're interested in doing, 3-card personal question, type situation with me over at TikTok. Yeah, just put that in there about, like, what times would work best for you. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go into this reading that I've got the focus of today's reading. I have 2 things here that go very much hand in hand, and so there's going to be 2 readings, and I'm not quite exactly sure how, but I want to go over both of them because it's going to be a part, I already know it's a part 1 and 2. This is about the war crimes that it appears, I say appears, it strongly appears, of the war crimes that Trump is committing there in the Caribbean and off they're near Venezuela, the Venezuelan boats, so fishing boats. 2 things on this front. One is the Venezuelan president, Maduro, is that his? I think that's his name. Has asked for the International Criminal Court to investigate, and that's The Hague. Okay, and I think that Bukele might be either signing on to that, or that Maduro is using what happened in CCOT as like further evidence of crimes against humanity. And it's because they was only supposed to send criminals to CCOT. It wasn't criminals. I mean, that whole thing. I mean, it was right human violations rights, from the get-go there. And so with the International Court, I was watching actually, I was getting some of this information from TikTok. It rang true. I kind of did a little research into it, and this appears to be fairly close. I may not have all of the T's, crossed exactly right, but this could be general, for your information, is that the United States never ratified, like, belonging to that International Criminal Court. So, like, things can't happen on the U.S. side of that. However, Venezuela is, and Venezuela can start that process. There's also going to be the inquiry into the UN. They're looking into that as well, and I'm not quite sure, kind of like what those if there's any legal repercussions, like can they actually hold Trump accountable and this administration. Okay, so there is going to be this International Criminal Court thing going on, and that's one thing I want to look into. I've got investigations and like what is going to be happening with that, and it's like, if this is where I'm a little fuzzy. It's like, okay, so because Venezuela started it, does that mean can they actually arrest him on U.S. soil, or does this administration, like if they leave the country, is that when they would be, arrested? And then I kind of wondering, like, will there be people here? Just turn them over. Who knows? I mean, that is a whole big thing. And one reason I want to look into that is when I think about, and like when I intuitively try to get something on, like, is this administration going to be held legally accountable? And with that, what I'm feeling is those that have been caught, it doesn't feel like the U.S. Court system. It feels bigger than that. It feels like our court system compared to like what they're going to go through it's like it's night and day. I mean, it really is. It's almost like I see our court system almost like Night Court, the sitcom from, was that like the 80s, 90s? I see that representing, like our court system. And then what I'm feeling is like so much bigger, like this huge court thing. So, and I'm not disparaging the U.S. Judicial system. That's just like the difference I'm seeing. Like whatever they would face in our court system pales in comparison to what it would be in like an international, the Nuremberg style trials. And the closest I can like describe that is, it almost feels like a civilian court, but in like a military tribunal. It's like that kind of feeling. So I don't know, like would that be the International Criminal Court there at The Hague? I like that. I don't know. So I kind of, that's one thing I want to look at is what is going to be happening with the ICC, is how I'll just, that's what it's called, the ICC. And then the second part of this is, and I don't know if it's going to be in this reading or if it's going to be like this will probably be part 2, is the military personnel are actively seeking outside legal counsel to determine whether or not these orders that they have been following, that they have been given and following thus far, if they're illegal orders. And also the National Guard has also been seeking this outside counsel to see if like their deployments and what they're doing is legal. And let me see, there's a non-partisan organization is called the Order Project, and it provides outside legal counsel to military members. And this, I saw it from Aaron Parnas, but he was reporting on PBS reporting. So those are kind of like the two things that go hand in hand. Is we've got the ICC, what's going to happen with them, and then also what's happening with our military, and if they're being told that yes, in fact, this is illegal. What is going to be the repercussions of that? Like, what are they going to be told? And are they going to like not obey an illegal order? Like, is that what we're gearing up to? So as I said, 2 readings go really hand in hand. And I'm going to start with the ICC. Part 2 of this reading is going to be the Order Project, where our military is actually asking, is this legal? So thank you for sticking in with me with that whole long intro. But I'll go ahead and I would say jump right into it. But I think, long intro. For entertainment purposes only, I'm going to look into the ICC, what's going to happen with that and their, this crimes against humanity. So general reading starting with the ICC, and the deck that I'm using today, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer. I haven't used this in a while, so use my Morgan Greer today. Okay, so ICC, what do we need to know about? Okay, and what I will say here, let me real quick, what I'm going to say with, I got these shuffled. I don't really understand like a lot of the details in that. So what I like to do, I usually like to do the research so that I can put things into a better context. And also, so if something comes up, I can be like, it's not that I got that, I've already seen that reporting. So with this, I truly have not done a whole lot of research into it other than, there's been these calls, that the Venezuela is saying, you need to investigate this. So So I will do my best in putting into a context. So really, this is almost an energy reading is what I'm trying to say. We're going to really focus on the energy of that. I may not have all of the legal terms, correct, because, I'm not a lawyer. So anyway, I wanted to clarify that I will do the best I can on a topic that I really don't know a lot about, but I am going to be reading the energy of that. Okay. With that disclaimer in there and saying this is for entertainment purposes only, let's see what's going on with the ICC and this administration. And the first card is the Devil card. Alrighty then. Well, that was a 1-card reading. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Okay, so the Devil. Trump's fucking Satan. I will love South Park for that forever, for giving us that. So yeah, I think there's a whole lot here for them to investigate. In my Robin Hood deck, this is the 7 deadly sins. And so there's enough sin to go around to be investigated by everyone in this administration. Okay. And then the return to happier times. And that's the challenge. Let me think about that for a minute, because that's kind of interesting, like that those 2 cards come up together. And then I was also looking here, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, karma's a bitch. So return to happier times, childlike outlook with the Devil. Oh, this could be the Epstein files. Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, it was like those are children, and I was like, and then there's children there, and it's like, what would be like children and the devil? Oh my God. Yes, I think this is giving the Epstein file vibes to it. So I think that there's going to be a whole lot for them to investigate. Let me see what else comes up here. Choices that were made, decisions. This is also could be a judge making decisions. Somebody in that position of somebody in a position of power that can do those investigations. And the foundation, how people have been hurt. And in the Rider-Waite, this is actually a child, a mother and a child. So what they did to women and children. Yeah, this is, and the messaging, and of what happened to children, and what are we gonna? And this is Knight of Wands. I always see this is not an action card. It's one of like a fiery message. So I'm seeing this as like they're preparing. I always like one of preparation. They're not quite ready to act on it yet. And if you look here, the way these have come together is that whoever is making this decision, looking at the crimes of the past, let's looking at all this, looking at all these crimes that has been committed, and making those decisions based on what they're seeing, not quite ready to take action yet. Okay, so let me do this one. Knight of Wands. Let's build off this one and see, with the ICC, where, like, I know that they're not ready to, like, act yet. When they're ready to take action, like, what do we need to look for whenever they actually are going to start investigating, and, like, what is this going to come to the forefront type thing? Like, I want to know more about this. The hesitation in action, but yet, they're still looking at all the evidence. It's the Epstein files and the betrayal and of these drunk on power men. So, okay. So, this is an example of a reading that I ask about one thing and something else completely different comes up. I think that, and it's like I'm looking at this, and it's like if I try to make it be something other than the Epstein files, I mean, this could be, like the families have come out, there was the Colombian family of one of the fishermen that was murdered. Let's be real honest. They was murdered. This could be like they're seeking legal remedies here. They're wanting to sue and this administration. So I mean, that could be like that, like this family who is now that they don't have their family and like their father, and the message is that he was their he probably was the provider of the family, and that the judge whoever's deciding this is going to be like, yeah, this can go forward. So if I'm making it that, but even as I'm looking at this, it's like, that's not what it is. And especially whenever you've got like the Epstein files, and I've always read this as the Epstein files with the betrayal and then the drunk on power. And that, not that this is their hesitation. Oh, actually, this could be the hesitation. Yes. Oh, geez. You guys, I do these readings and then like, oh, that's what that means. I think what this is, let me pull you down here, is that, yes, they have every intention of prosecuting this and investigating this, but the Epstein files comes out. And so that's their hesitation, is that they've got other cases that they're going to be looking at, they're investigating and trying. Like this is that's the hesitation for the fishing boats. Is that we have a lot of crimes that to investigate. And remember, I've always said with this administration, like, what are they going to prosecute first? Spin the wheel. So with this and the war crimes, it's not that they're not being held accountable. There is this thing with the Epstein files happens first. And so that's going to be front and center before we get to kind of what's going on with the fishing boats down there near the Venezuelan and Colombian fishing boats. So yeah, that's, let me see. I'm going to ask when. I want to practice my time and tarot. I'm practicing that, remember? So when, let me ask how I want to ask this. When is the ICC going to be involved in the Epstein files thing? Like, what does that look like since that came up? What does that look like with the ICC getting involved in prosecuting those on the Epstein list? What does that look like for the ICC? And with that, it's going to be a damn circus in the Rider-Waite. I swear, it doesn't matter what deck I use. It's like cards will come up and be like, I could be using the Rider deck. Well, you guys, I did a reading. It was like, oh, my Morgan Greer has it like this. So anyway, the damn circus, the lies around these, and yeah, and trying to keep things hidden. This is foxes loose in the hen house. Trying to keep things hidden about the betrayal. And they can't, I don't think, the challenge, they can't keep this hidden. And the toxicity, yeah, the 7 deadly sins, how they are not going to be protected anymore. They are not, this is one of, I'm feeling like, it's almost like pick your poison, or what are you going to be, this administration, there's a big Venn diagram between the oligarchs, the Epstein files, the people in the administration, and the illegal stuff going on, the war crimes. So it's kind of like, spin the wheel. Which cup shall we look at today? And then the outcome. This is something that's going to be going on for a long time. This is not going to be just like wrapped up. This is planting seeds for the future. And so what I'm going to see this as is the investigation is one thing. The criminal prosecutions are probably going to be going on for, years. This is going to be, how long I don't even know how long did the Nuremberg trials last, and that this is going to be going on for years. Okay, so let's see, when do we get more movement? I know I said I was going to do time and tarot, and I ended up with more than that. So when can we expect some of this with the ICC? And I'm talking about, not just, yeah, it's been filed, Maduro has, made that filing. What does it actually look like in real life? Like, when are they going to start? When are we going to see some movement on this? 6 in cups. I got to get my notes here because I always forget. 6 of cups is days. Oh, soon. We're going to hear news on this soon. Because this is, the major arcana means like sooner rather than later. And like right now, soon. And the world card is completing that cycle. And about Mad King Don. Yeah, whenever he falls, that's when this all really starts picking up. And 6 days. In that whatever Trump health reading I got, we were going to have a really happy Thanksgiving. So, and I even said fingers crossed. So, yeah. Well, not the reading that I was expecting to do. I think that's the second one now. Not the reading I was expecting. So, looks like things are going to be picking up here. Yeah, it's the Epstein files. Everything's going to be the Epstein files. It's not that they're not going to be held accountable. It's that it's like there's so much. There's going to be multiple court cases. These people are not going to be, yeah, no. They are going to be buried legally with all of the crimes. So, yeah, there's not going to be any shortage of that. And what's really interesting is that I've noticed I really have been gravitating towards the legal cases and the court cases. I really like doing readings on that. And I was kind of studying with that going, I wonder why. Well, duh, we're going to have the American Nuremberg style trials, not to mention probably the worldwide ones, you know, whenever these Epstein files finally come out. So, yeah. That's what I get today. I really appreciate you joining me. And just a reminder, I am going to start doing live on TikTok 3-card personal readings. And so drop in the comments what days, you know, work best for you on that. And we'll have fun with that over at TikTok until I can get, you know, until I can go live over here at YouTube. So thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. And I will catch you on the next reading. Have a great day.